how to throw a curveball, or the pitch that I still haven't learned to hit. The curveball is one of the coolest but most complex pitches in baseball, but even though it's complex, can easily be learned when it's broken up into multiple parts. The first step of throwing a curveball is to warm up. According to Hospital for Special Surgery, a proper warm-up is critical to enhancing performance and reducing the chance of injury or re-injury. Warming up increases overall flexibility, which is important to any sport you play, and you should always warm up, especially in a game like baseball, because you can't just go right into throwing curveballs or you'll hurt your arm. Okay, so now that you've warmed up, stretched, all that, you need to start playing catch with a friend. So go about 30 feet away and just start playing catch until you feel loose. You'll know when your arm's good. So now that you've played catch, you can begin throwing curveballs. You might be like, Kyle, I don't know how to throw a curveball. Well, chill out, I'm getting to the point. So a curveball is spin. So if you can create spin off your fingers, you're going to be able to throw a curveball. I know I said the most important thing to throwing a curveball is to warm up, but that's just in general. But to actually throw a curveball, it's the grip. So here, I'm going to grab the ball. So John Madden, a professional baseball pitcher, agrees that the grip I'm showing you creates the most possible spin off your fingers, and that's what you want because spin is curve. So you're going to take a ball, have the seams. You're going to want to put all the pressure on your middle finger. So if I can hold the ball just like this because all the pressure is on my middle finger. You're going to put your index finger just resting on the ball. You don't want it up like this. I'm just showing that there's no pressure. So then just put your finger like that, and then just have your thumb support on the bottom. I guarantee Zach's curveball is very similar to this. Almost all curveballs are similar. People argue all the time, oh, this grip creates more spin than another one. But me, this is the most effective curveball, and John Madden agrees. Okay, so now you could go test this out. You'll notice a little bit of spin, but you're going to be like, Kyle, this isn't a very good curveball. Well, I have one more thing that I'm going to show you to get your curveball insane like mine. Now that you know how to hold a curveball and you're all warmed up, you're getting super close to being able to throw a curveball. Although, holding a curveball and actually throwing one are two very different things. So, many of you know how to throw a normal baseball. You want to come all the way back and follow through. That's very different with a curveball because we're trying to maximize the amount of spin that our arm and fingers are creating on the ball. So you're gonna be releasing the ball sideways because when you snap, the ball goes up, creating more spin. And that's why when you see a curveball, if you're batting, you'll see it go up and then down. So if you're batting, when you're looking for a curveball, you want to see if the first ball's motion is up, because that means the pitcher is going like that, which is slingshotting the ball up. So now that you know the sideways motion, so get your grip, go back, and when you're coming sideways, I always emphasize in my head trying to reach the grass, because throwing a curveball puts a lot of stress on your arm and can easily injure it. So if your follow through is the most important thing to not injuring it, because you need to deaccelerate your arm when you're coming super fast through here. So you go down and just emphasize in your head picking grass. So come down, reach down to the grass. Dan Blewett, a baseball expert, agrees with me on this. He says the best way to prevent injury when throwing a curveball is to emphasize reaching towards the grass. Now that you know the basics of throwing a curveball, there are some key points to take away. When you're throwing a curveball, it's not all about speed. A fastball is going straight, so you're going to need to throw that hard so it doesn't get hit. But a curveball, since it's moving, you do not need to throw it as hard because it's harder to hit and it'll throw batters off if it's slower. So don't ever kill yourself trying to throw a curveball as hard as you can. Now, when you're throwing these curveballs and your arm starts to hurt, you should stop throwing curveballs, because that's a sign that you're going to hurt yourself. Those are the two biggest takeaways from throwing a curveball, and now you should be successfully able to throw a curveball, and I will demonstrate it here. Okay, so now lastly, we're just putting it all together. So you're all warmed up. Get your grip. We'll go over that one more time. All your pressure on your middle finger on the seam. You want to be lower on the ball. Put your finger down, support it with your thumb. And you get ready to throw. So a normal throw, you just be going all the way back and going straight over. So that's what a normal throw would look like. And now with a curveball, you're going sideways because you want to create that spin and snap your wrist. So you're going like that. Just make sure to reach the grass, so like that. So now you should be able to throw my insane curveball, And you probably can strike me out because I cannot hit curveballs. But yeah, that's how you throw a curveball. Just remember the 3 big things: warm up, grip, and how you throw it. That's the best way to throw a curveball.